It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Today, two outstanding elementary schools here to play our game. Let's meet them right now. First from Kenilworth Elementary School, please say hello to Sarah Harbison, Andrew Lee, and Kaylee Lillis. And from Oaklands Elementary School, here they are, Johnny Acuna, Carla Marnquin, and Brian Sata. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our questions on the game board according to their difficulty. The easier questions are on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And at the end of the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to the elementary school semifinals. Let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Let's go to the red team. Andrew, would you try your buzzer? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Kaylee and to Sarah. And Carla, would you try your buzzer? It too seems to be in fine shape. Good luck to you, to Brian, and to Johnny. Are we ready? Let's do this thing. Congratulations on being on Science Bowl. I know we're going to have a great game. We go alphabetically. K before O, so Kenilworth. Andrew, let's start the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, the main character grows a horn and thick skin in Ionesco's play about this animal, which is a large African pachyderm. Kenilworth.
Rhino.
A rhinoceros, absolutely right. Now, when I said pachyderm, I thought someone's going to jump to elephant, but Sarah heard horn, so she knew it had to be the rhino. Listen for the clues and the questions. Nicely played. Go, Andrew.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, in fairy tales and nursery rhymes, a lot of times body parts are outsized. Dumbo had his big ears, Pinocchio had his big nose, and Rapunzel had what? Oaklands.
Long hair.
She had really long hair, didn't she, Carla? Good, go.
Zoo Parade 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, hippopotamuses were once thought to feed only on plants, but they've recently been seen scavenging carcasses and even killing antelopes and eating them. So instead of being herbivorous, we would say that hippopotamuses are this. Oaklands?
Carnivores.
No, not carnivores. Kenilworth? Instead of being strictly herbivorous, we would now categorize hippos, since they scavenge carcasses and kill and eat what they kill, as what?
Omnivores?
Omnivores, that's right, if you eat both. Omnivorous. Good comeback. Nice try, Carla. Go red.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, in the Cinderella story, this familiar Halloween gourd turns into a stagecoach. Kenilworth.
Pumpkin.
The pumpkin, that's right. And then weren't the mice, the horses, you know, it all was nice until about midnight. Go red.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, Mo Willems has a new book out that is a strange take on Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Instead of 3 bears, they've got 3 of these, including a baby triceratops and 2 apatosauruses. It's Goldilocks and the 3 what, Kenilworth?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, that's right. That's the news story. Go red.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, RG3 of the Washington Redskins, the quarterback, recently suffered one of these head... Kenilworth.
Concussion.
A concussion, that's right. A mind-bending head injury. Luckily, he recovered very quickly from that and went on to make that epic 76-yard run. Not a bad way to come back. All right, 95 to 55 advantage. Go again, red.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, because some people say it looks so cute, they're saying that we should have named this rover on Mars Wall-E instead of this name. Kenilworth?
Curiosity.
Curiosity is exactly right. The Curiosity rover, because it moves around kind of like Wall-E did, right? Okay, go red.
Let's get physical for 10.
Physical for 10 points. Teams, when Felix Baumgartner jumped out of that capsule and fell and broke the sound barrier, he went 23 miles up in a balloon that was filled with this gas, the second lightest element. What filled that balloon? Helium is exactly right. Thank you, Andrew. Wait until I acknowledge you. Helium, absolutely right. There's actually a worldwide shortage of helium, which is of some concern. Of course, when you breathe in helium, your voice goes like this, right? Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, if you've ever set off a model rocket or drenched your sister with a super soaker, you know that the reason that those work is because of this kind of pressure. Both of those toys work with what kind of pressure, Kenilworth?
Air.
Air pressure, absolutely right. You got to pump up that super soaker before you can shoot that water out. Come on, guys, you got to talk to each other over there. You got to share some ideas, okay? Go, red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, a lot of science fair experiments have lima beans inside of wet paper towels, hoping that those lima beans will do what? What are they going to do, Oaklands?
Grow.
Give me another term. Another way to describe that. Judges, am I right in pursuing this? Yes, ma'am? Kenilworth, can you give me a better term, another term? These lima beans soaking in wet paper towels in the science fair experiments, we hope that those beans will do what?
Germinate.
Germinate, absolutely right. Or sprout. I would have taken sprout as another answer. Go, red.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, I was just talking about Felix Baumgartner, the guy who jumped and broke the speed of sound as he fell. He actually went faster than a speeding bullet, which means that he's kind of the modern version of what animated superhero? Kenilworth.
Superman.
He's Superman, faster than a speeding bullet. You got that right. Good. Red. Woo! Hold that thought. That buzzer means the first round is over. We'll come right back to you, Andrew, when Science Bowl continues. Part 2 will be with you in just a moment. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Jordan Sparks, and my I Matter You campaign is all about making a difference, and SOS Children's Villages does just that. I cannot believe how many children SOS has helped around the world by building villages, helping abandoned children, and giving them a mother and house to grow up in. I'm calling on everyone that I know to support SOS in their efforts to help kids at risk of abandonment in countries like Sudan, Vietnam, and Haiti. SOS helps these children over the long term, and you can make a real difference in a child's life. MAD, making a difference. That's what it's all about, and SOS is one of the best. You've got to check them out at sosusa.org.
SOS Children's Villages gives homes and hope to children in need all around the world. Join SOS and Jordan Sparks in making a difference. Visit sosusa.org to learn more.
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Here we are in our 27th year of Science Bowl competition, and the students are always first rate. We love having them here. They're great ambassadors for their schools. Let's find out about our 6 competitors. Let's go first to Kenilworth. Over in Bowie, Kenilworth has won the county championship a number of times. It's nice to see you guys back again in our game. Andrew, tell us about Kenilworth. Who's your principal?
Mr. Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, he's out there rooting for you, and your sponsor is Miss Keller, and she's worked hard to get you ready for today. And I like your shirts. They all pay tribute to Kenilworth's how many anniversaries? 50th anniversary. That school has a long history, and you guys are representing it well. Tell me about Kenilworth, Andrew. What makes the school special? Why do you like going there?
Well, there's a lot of nice teachers, and the students are nice, so.
What else do you need, right? Got good kids, good peers, and good teachers. That makes a perfect ingredient for a great school. Tell me what you want to do someday.
I would like to be a pastry chef.
Pastry chef, and we were talking to him earlier. He makes cookies and pies. Didn't bring any today, but you know, if you come back, we're going to hold you to that, Andrew. Any alternates on your team?
We have George Campbell and Elijah Arcusa.
Wonderful, and we'll bring them out in a few moments as well, because they trained and are integral parts of this team. Kaylee, nice to have you here. You, like Sarah, like to climb trees, of all things. Tell me why you like to climb trees.
Well, we do trapeze, and it's very fun to climb the trees. That's another reason why. And we like to do like flips off the trees sometimes, which is kind of like trapeze.
Absolutely, and you know they have those climbing walls out. It's like a challenge. And it's neat to be able to climb up there, clamber up, and maybe see how fast you can do it. What do you want to do someday, Kaylee? I know you like animals.
Yes. I want to be either a veterinarian or a robotics engineer.
Or a robotics engineer. Boy, you've got some interesting options out there for you. And Sarah, tell me about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to read and watch TV.
Yeah. You like mysteries? I know you like to read mysteries. And what do you want to do professionally someday?
I would like to be a marine biologist.
Marine biologist. And you told me earlier that you are going to Hawaii, where your parents are going to be celebrating their anniversary. You're going to get a chance to go snorkeling or scuba diving in the Pacific. We want to go with you, Sarah. Nice plans you've got there. Keep up your good work in the second half, Kenilworth. Oaklands, you're just holding back on me, aren't you? I know you're going to come out of that starting block really strong when we get to the second half here. Carla, tell me about Oaklands. Your school is up there in Laurel, right off 197, isn't it? Yeah, and I'll ask you what I ask Andrew. What do you like about Oaklands? What makes it a special place?
Well, we have nice teachers, and our principal gives us lots of chances when we do something wrong.
Boy, isn't that nice? And I know your principal, Miss Briscoe, she has been up there for a number of years and been in the school system for a long time. She's a great educator. You're very lucky to have her up there. And I know Miss Bay has been working with you for a long time as well, getting you ready for this game, and she's been a part of Science Bowl for a long time, and we appreciate all her efforts as well. Any alternates on your team, Carla?
Peace Olawaju.
All right, we'll bring Peace out in just a few moments. Again, a very important part of this team. Tell me about yourself, Carla. What do you do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I like reading, and sometimes I go out with my mother to walk around.
That's very good. So I know you like to exercise, and you have artistic talent because your dad is an artist, and you'd like to be an artist professionally someday. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I'm sure your parents are very proud of you and the fact that you're using those natural talents that you've got. Brian, nice to have you here. Why'd you want to be on the Science Bowl?
I like science, and I've never been on this show, so I want to have an experience.
Absolutely. That's what life's about, experiencing lots of different things to see what you really like and what you're good at. Now, you're all wearing dark-colored shirts. Is that part of your school uniform?
Yes.
Yeah, you look good. You all look good today. Brian, someday what are you going to do? Aren't you into engineering as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. How about you, Johnny? What do you want to do?
I want to be a green engineer.
Wonderful. So you're talented math-wise and science-wise, huh? Tell me what you do in your spare time, Johnny. I know you like to ride bikes, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to play outside and sometimes go to the playground with my brothers. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I like to get on my bike.
And he rides with his helmet on too, so a good role model over there. All right, let's get back to our game. 55 to 130, lots of points to give away. Are we ready, guys? All right, let's give it our all here. Work together as teams. Start us out, Andrew.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, leaves are a luxury in the fall if you're a deciduous tree because the days are getting shorter, it's getting colder, and what food-making process can't take place anymore? So get rid of the leaves. Kenilworth.
Photosynthesis?
Yeah, you can't photosynthesize if there's no photo up there. There's not enough of it. Exactly right. I think you guys knew it. You just got to jump on that buzzer. If you all want to hold the buzzer at the same time, do that, but you got to push the buzzer. Go red.
Dateline for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, these ultimate science prizes are given out every year on December the 10th on the anniversary of the man who gave the money for these prizes. What are those prizes called? The Nobel Prizes. The Nobel Prize in Literature and Science and Peace. Nobel. Alfred Nobel, the man who invented dynamite. The money he made endows those prizes year after year. Try again, red.
Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, if you've ever seen the TV show Mythbusters, they've got scientists on there. And recently, they showed that Jack and Rose could have both survived if they had both climbed onto that piece of board and put their life preservers underneath. They could have survived when what ship they were on had sunk. Kenilworth.
Titanic.
The Titanic, absolutely right. Poor Jack was hanging on the side, and he slowly drifted away, and poor Rose was left there. It was a major tearjerker, but they could have saved themselves, ideally. Go again, red.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, seedless watermelons have a difficult time reproducing because the male flowers that they produce don't produce enough of this that is viable, so they have to use it from a seeded watermelon. What is not produced inside that male flower that would make it possible for that seedless watermelon to reproduce on its own? Come on, Oaklands.
Pollen?
You got that. That's what I want to hear. Nice going, Carla. The pollen is not viable, so you've got to use the pollen from the male flower from the seeded watermelon. Thanks for following me through all that. Go green.
Body system for 15.
Body systems for 15. This is really strange. There's a new television show called Neighbors. And on the street, it's a bunch of aliens. They're strange people. In fact, their lacrimal glands are connected to their auditory canals, which means that they do this through their ears. What do they do through their ears? All right, Oaklands.
They see?
They don't see through their ears. Good try. Their lacrimal glands are connected to their auditory canals, which means they do this through their ears. They cry through their ears. Absolutely right. The lacrimal glands are what produce your tears. Nice try. Both teams. Points to the red team. Go, Andrew.
Let's get physical for 15.
This is a multiple choice question. Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, particles of light are called photons, quasars, or positrons. Kenilworth.
Photons.
Photons, absolutely right, because photo means light. That was your clue there. Go, red. You got to take a chance, Oakland. You got to take a chance. Kenilworth?
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Another multiple choice question. Here's another shot for you. The president of Russia is trying to train cranes, big birds, to migrate. They've never done it before by thinking that a small plane that they can follow is their mother. Is that called habituation, weaning, or imprinting? Which of those three is it? Come on, Oaklands.
Weaning.
Not weaning. Good try. Is it habituation, weaning, or imprinting if you're trying to get cranes to think that a glider is their mother that will take them on their migratory route?
Imprinting?
Imprinting is exactly right. You imprint. You can do that with ducks. If a duck sees you after it's first born, it's going to think you're their mother, and it will follow you around. It will imprint on you. Go, red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, your question is as follows. After a forest fire and everything is gone, one of the first trees to come back is the jack pine. It is called this kind of species, this P initial kind of species, because like the early Americans, they were trailblazers as they went across the West. What do we call those kind of species, the first ones, the P initial ones that first set up after a forest fire, Kenilworth?
Pioneers?
Yeah, it's a pioneer species, the jack pine. Nicely done, red. Go.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points. Look at the monitor in the studio for this question, teams. You see big bird, and then you see another big bird, an emu. Both of those big birds are ratites. They're called ratites because neither one of them can do what? Oaklands.
Fly.
That's right. They cannot fly. They're flightless birds. Good thinking, Carla. You needed those points. Go ahead, young lady, go.
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Team's a famous singer called Sarah Brightman. She sang in the Phantom of the Opera. She recently paid $35 million to fly aboard the Russian Soyuz spacecraft to take her to what celestial laboratory that is orbiting the Earth all the time? Where is she going, Kenilworth?
The Hubble?
No, she's not going to the Hubble. That's a nice try. She's going to fly in the Russian Soyuz spacecraft, this Sarah Brightman, this singer. She's paid $34 million to do it. What is the celestial laboratory that she's trying to reach? Satellite. It's the International Space Station. The International Space Station, which we can see sometimes at night when the sky is clear enough. Go green. Yes, ma'am.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, this is very strange. If you pull up a mushroom, there are lots of long trailers called mycelium. If you pack them all together, they make a material that's not only fireproof, but it can keep hot things hot and cold things cold, just like styrofoam, which makes this substance a very good what? Kenilworth.
Conductor?
Not conductor. Good try. Good try. It's like styrofoam, this mushroom material. It keeps hot things hot and cold things cold. Makes it a good what, Carla?
Insulator.
Yeah, it's a good insulator. Good comeback. You're on a roll. Go. I'm finally seeing a smile. I like that.
Body system for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, some doctors now think that this disease is linked to Alzheimer's disease because Alzheimer's patients, too, have a difficult time utilizing insulin in their bodies. What disease are we talking about that's associated with insulin? Diabetes. Diabetes. So many ads on TV about injecting yourselves with insulin if you're a diabetic. Go again, green.
Let's get physical 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, is the name of the largest of these kinds of celestial bodies that can only be found orbiting between the planets Mars and Jupiter. What are those bodies called between Mars and Jupiter? Ceres is the biggest of them. All right. They know there's no penalty for trying. Kenilworth?
Comet?
Not a comet. Nice try. Thank you, Carly. That was a good suggestion. Come on, Carla.
Rings.
Not rings. Asteroids. Asteroids. Rings was a good try, Johnny. Try, get it, go again. 115 to 230. You can still do it. Come on, Carla.
Let's get physical 25.
Physical for 25 points. Teams, if you drive a Prius, which is a hybrid electric car, and you come to a stop, when you take your foot off the brakes, it won't go forward because it does not have what kind of I-initialed engine that is found in cars that run on gasoline. Internal combustion engine. You're too young to know that yet, perhaps. Go again, green. Less than 2 minutes.
Dateline Science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Seems this was much in the news. Let's see if you've been listening. Because of tainted steroid injections that people have been getting in their back, a new fungal version of this M-initial disease is becoming epidemic in this country. This M-initial disease is a disease that affects the coverings of the spinal cord and the brain. What is it? Meningitis. Meningitis. It's been talked about quite often lately. Go again, Carla.
Body system for 25.
Okay, let's see if we can get this one. It's a two-part answer. Johnny, listen to me. I'm going to need two answers. Listen carefully. Los Angeles Ram football player Danny Amendola recently got hit bad, and his collarbone got broken. Instead of popping out, it popped in, and they were afraid it was going to cut his trachea and his aorta. Luckily, it didn't happen, but the trachea and the aorta are part of what two body systems? Trachea and aorta. Anybody going to try? That's what I like to see. Come on, Andrew.
Respiratory and digestive?
Ooh, close, close, close. Not respiratory and digestive. Thanks for trying. Carla, Brian, Johnny, the trachea and the aorta, part of what two body systems?
The muscle and the stomach.
The trachea is your tube that you breathe through. That's respiratory. And the aorta is the big blood vessel coming out of your heart, so that's circulatory. You got respiratory. I like that, but the other one was circulatory. All right, the buzzer has sounded. It was a slow end of the game, but it was a good game nonetheless. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't go away.
Hello? Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaway Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed this game at home. Hope you were able to keep up with some of these students. We had some tough questions. We had some equally tough competitors, and we're proud of all 6 of them. Indeed, all 9 of you, because there were some alternates. Our final tally today is Oaklands, 115. Kenilworth, 230. Congratulations, Sarah and Andrew and Kaylee. We're going to see you in the next round. Miss Keller is back there. I know you're proud of this team. And Elijah and George, the big smiles say it all. What great sportsmen you guys are, shaking hands with everybody. Let's see some more of those nice smiles I saw. Johnny and Carla and Brian did a super job here today. You never gave up. You kept coming back, and you started to work together as a team. Peace, I know you're proud of these folks here. Miss Bay, thank you for all the work you did. You've been part of this game for a long time, and we appreciate that. And Audrey, one of the best principals in Prince George's County right here, folks. Thanks for being with us, and thank you for joining us on Science Bowl. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.